Iffy.
I
Even
do-
though they lost 13-2.
I have to agree with Justin there.
Yeah, I think it's Herbert right now.
Justin Herbert has just looked like a dominant beast this whole season. Just on full screen.
I mean,
yeah.
his defense has sold him in so many games.
Yeah, I listen. Justin Herbert has looked very good this whole season. You just go look back at the Bucks game. Look how Justin Herbert performed that game. If the defense
And the Bucks defense is like top 5 in the league.
if the defense has stepped up a little bit that game for Herbert, he would have been completely fine. They have how many? I think they've been in like 5 or 6 one-score games this whole season. The defense just couldn't pull through them.
Yeah.
Do you have anything to say about it?
I think Herbert because Joe Burrow, he's supposed to do really good this season, but
He's not putting up the full potential yet.
He really is.
Camper, what do you think?
Camper, what do you think? What's your opinion on this, Camper?
I know what to say.
Oh, he's gonna say Joe Burrow, or he's gonna say Tua.
No, Justin Herbert's great season. I don't think the results haven't been there for his team, but that's not always his fault.
Again, that's not his fault.
It's not his fault. So we'll see what happens tomorrow.
Wait, who are they playing tomorrow? I forgot.
Oh, you know what?
Wait, isn't it the
Miami
Dolphins? Yeah, the
Dolphins.
Dolphins.
That's
Oh
gonna be
yeah,
a good
he
game.
should shred them.
Ooh, Tua Tagovailoa.
That's my quarterback this week. I can see him going for 20.
Of course you do.
Are you actually starting him?
Yeah. I'm on my leagues. I have Mahomes bench because
Isn't
of
he a backup or something?
I have to put this on for this week.
Is he
starting.
starting?
Yeah, over 50 Magic. Oh god, get that hat off! Get that ugly hat off!
Hey, listen,
No.
we are winning the NFC East. I don't want to hear anything.
Oh boy.
Camper, what are you talking
Let's
about?
go next. Let's go next. Move on. Let's move on now.
Hold on.
Alright,
give me
next.
6 seconds.
Alright, next.
Which quarterback would you rather start your team with?
Kyler.
Obviously.
Because Lamar is not accurate with his passing. He reminds me of McVick. But Kyler Murray is thinking.
Last year it would have been Lamar, right? Now
Yeah.
this year it's Kyler.
You want to know the honest? You want to know the honest thing though. The thing is, when the Cardinals originally drafted Kyler Murray, they obviously had Josh Rosen. They decided to draft Kyler either way. I think that move is actually paying off very well right now, because they got a 2nd-round pick for Josh Rosen off the Dolphins. And right now, if you tried to trade Josh Rosen, I wouldn't give up a 7th-round pick for him. He just didn't perform last year.
Lamar 6-2.
No, I understand that, but I'm just saying, like,
Lamar's 6-2 because of his
defense.
defense.
The
right
defense has just been outperforming everyone.
Well, that's why I'm 100% giving that. And even though they're 5-3 and playing an extra game, the Cardinals are insane. Kyler Murray's playing up MVP stats.
Oh, he is.
Mahomes.
now. They said that he's on pace to beat Lamar's stats from last year.
Oh yeah, because he's supposed to
He
have a
is.
4,000 and 1,000 yard rush season.
He's actually on pace. He has better stats at this
That would
point
be
than
crazy.
Lamar. He's better stats.
The only thing is though, I think Lamar actually got better as the season went on. He had some questionable weeks at the start, but he got better as the season went on.
But that's with every quarterback.
Okay.
Every quarterback gets good as the season goes
Let me
on.
ask this. You think Lamar's top 5? This season.
I don't know if I give him top 5.
He's top 10 definitely, but
Top
I don't
10.
know about top 5. Like,
There's something.
So, I'm gonna go Connor with this. There's a reason, and the next question is it fair to question giving Lamar Jackson big quarterback money?
Not right
And
now.
This is the answer. This is the answer. It's very fair to question it. This is why. Lamar Jackson has never won the big game.
It's true.
Earlier this year against the Chiefs, lost. Against the high-profile big-time games, Lamar Jackson just doesn't win those. Last year in the playoffs, couldn't win it. He just doesn't. And you pay a quarterback to get you to win, and Lamar Jackson, you need to be able to win those high-profile games to win a championship. So it's a question, very questionable.
Jacob, you could say the same thing with Tom Brady. Derrick Henry was running past both of their
Tom
offenses.
Brady is not good.
Well, but Tom Brady has 6 championships, Justin. So I don't know if that's really a fair conversation.
Also, Tom Brady's also much older than Lamar Jackson, and we're not giving Tom Brady a raise. So
I just don't think it's fair to say.
it's not a compare. You can't really compare that.
I just don't think it's fair. You still give
you
Lamar
can't compare them. They're both
You can't
two
because you have
completely
Lamar
different-
Jackson starting his career, and you have Tom
I'm
Brady
just
ending
saying my
it. So
opinion. I'm getting attacked right away. It's unbelievable.
it's a bad comparison.
I'm not
Tom
that
Brady is not good.
Let me explain myself. So basically, Lamar is top 10 now, maybe even top 5 right now. And the second thing is, who else are you going to pay for the money? If Watson uses money or not? Who else are you going to have?
Who else answer is not going to work here, Justin, because it's not the question.
No, I would give
Is
him
it fair
money.
to question giving Lamar Jackson big quarterback money?
I mean, listen, it depends because if Lamar Jackson, let's
He's
say
not
this,
getting them. He's not gonna get the Mahomes type of money.
no, he's
Right,
not.
but he's going to get that.
But the thing is, Lamar still has what does he have? 2 years left on his contract after the season, or a year,
He's
and
still
then
on
it's
his
just your option.
rookie contract.
Yeah, so I don't think the Ravens really have to pose that question at this point. It's a good question to ask, but the Ravens don't have to worry about that for a while now, Jacob. They have about 2 to 3 seasons still left with Lamar.
Okay,
I-
since we're on the quarterbacks and being paid, do you think Dak Prescott's gonna get a long-term deal after?
He kind of
This
has. The
season.
thing is, I think the Cowboys kind of saw it this season. They have to lock him in.
It's going to be
Literally,
he's going.
There was a thing. They said that he bet on himself. He wanted to play under a franchise so then he could get a big contract next season. He was on pace for literally 6,000 yards before he got injured.
That's true. Because when you're
Credits to the Cowboys defense for like making them have to throw 660 passes a game, but
when your defense
I
sucks
feel
that
like
bad,
he's
you
gonna get
kinda
a
have to do
5-year
that.
deal. He's gonna get like a 5-year deal. Dak Prescott.
Well, he didn't want a 5-year deal.
He wanted a 3. He wanted a 3-year.
He wanted a 4, I believe, but
Didn't
the
they-
money wasn't. Yeah. Sir, yeah.
Yeah, what's
What's
up?
that?
Has Byron Jones done anything for the Dolphins yet?
I mean,
It's,
I haven't really seen any
they're-
interceptions from
so.
him, but their defense has been doing well, so I guess he's been helping. I mean,
Well, and they're winning.
they
I mean, he
they
has to help Dallas Cowboys defense more.
well, I mean, the Cowboys didn't want to resign him, so that's a different story.
Yeah, that's
They needed to pay Amari Cooper, and they need to franchise tag Dak, so that's kind of.
All right, what's our next question, Jacob?
Let's go on to some NFL predictions, and then we'll come back to some
All right,
questions
sounds
later.
good. Let me just, wait, hold on. We gotta go for the predictions from last week.
Not a problem.
All right.
I'm not-
We all got the Titans game wrong. Actually,
We did it?
no, hold on. Who were they playing last week? No, we got it right because the Dolphins they won. Chiefs game good. Texans good. Ravens good. Seattle no. Also the Bills. Falcons. I picked it Denver. So it goes all right. Raiders good. Chargers bad.
Oh, I botched on so many picks.
Dolphins good. Jacob. Dolphins very good pick, my friend. Very good.
Well,
Patriots
Dolphins
good. Bucks bad.
What about the Broncos, my friend?
Broncos were a good pick, Justin. Credit, Justin. With that, and we all picked Steelers. Good.
Good.
So let's see.
If Jacob picked the Cowboys there, it would have been crazy.
All right. Let's see here. Me and Mike, I think ended up having the same records because.
I mean, that is Jacob, so he probably would have picked Dallas.
Dang.
You like my solo mic? You could hear me better, right?
yeah.
It's good.
Justin,
It's
that
good.
is a perfect thing for you.
Thank you. I could project my voice.
Oh, not a problem.
I wanted to lose, just so you know, versus the Patriots. I'm happy.
Wait, you want to lose?
Yes, if I as a Jet fan, I want to lose.
Well, yes. I mean, no. Here's the thing. Tell me if this is true. For the first half, so for the first 8 games of the season, the Jets fans are all hyped because they got their first round. They got their
Alright.
top 3 pick, and they think they're gonna go 8-8
Well,
or like 9-7. Then
well,
once they hit like 2-6, they just want to tank for like a terrible pick.
All right. So here's the predictions for this week. Justin,
I will-
11 out of 13 this week. Very good, Justin. Jacob, same
That was
score.
good.
11
That
out of
was solid.
13.
That was a good pick.
11 out of 13 for Jacob this week as well, and then me and Mike had 10 out of 13.
Wait,
Oh.
Matt, which ones did I get wrong? I'm actually curious.
So you went Bucks, you got wrong, Cardinals wrong, and then we all got Seattle wrong.
But those were games that the team should have won.
No, it's true, but those just really the ones that we got wrong. You,
that's
Justin, you got
annoying.
Seattle wrong, and you got Bucks wrong.
Oh,
Actually, sorry, sorry. My bad. You're 10 out of 13 because you got the Cardinals
Dude,
wrong
that
too.
Bucks game was a shocker.
Jacob's the only one that went 11 and 13 because he picked the Dolphins this week. Very good pick,
Jacob, what did you pick the Dolphins? I'm actually curious.
Jacob.
Who they play last week?
They played the Cardinals.
Oh, I told you guys. I told you.
He has no evidence to back it up.
I forgot my reasoning from last week, but I told you. I knew Tua Tagovailoa. I knew him. I knew him very well.
You didn't know nothing.
You didn't
That
know
was a
anything.
gut
You just went on a
That
whim.
was a.
I'm gonna be
you
watching
just
the
went with
show
your
later, and
gut.
I'll find
props
my
to you
pick. I'll
for
find
getting
it.
that
All right,
right.
Jacob. All right,
Oh,
but
many
and also
people
just
got that right.
Justin's 2 guarantees of last week. Robbie Anderson going under 12. I think he went over 12 in PPR, and Mark
He had
Andrews.
15.
Yeah, and then Mark Andrews 17.5 PPR. He ended up getting 5 or 6, something like that.
Dude, Mark Andrews is done. I'm sorry. I mean, he
Yeah,
was
Justin,
really
he's
good
done.
last year.
He is not good this season. I just don't know what's going on with him.
Yeah, he
All right.
gets favorable matchups upcoming. And to go back on the Jets thing, I knew they were going to be good for Jamal Adams or CJ Mosley. And this was the first game with all 3 receivers healthy. So, with Denzel Mims, Rashad Perriman, and Jameson Carter.
All right, start it up, Jacob. Let's go.
And you go
The
some
6-3 Buccaneers against the 3-6 Panthers.
Bucks.
Matt,
I'm not gonna lie.
Bucks.
If Christian McCaffrey was playing, I was gonna pick the Panthers. I'm not even
You know, they're not a bad pick with Christian McCaffrey in, but Mike Davis is just, he doesn't do enough for them to win like that. Like, look what
he
they...
started off by doing enough, but I feel like as the games progressed, he just did like less and
The
less.
thing is, look what happened when CMC came back last week. They almost beat the Chiefs. So, you know, that shows
Everyone
something.
thought they were gonna do like a 60-40 or 70-30 workload. It was literally almost.
No, it was almost all CMC last week. Jacob can
He had like 37 points in PPR.
Right.
Jacob can attest to that because he is Mike
He
Davis.
literally had 37 points.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Star. All right, are we all going Bucks here or?
Yep.
No?
Well, I have something else to
I'm
say.
going.
What, Jacob? You going Bucks? Justin, you
I'm
can-
gonna explain my
God
reasoning.
help us.
Let's hear.
No,
All
I got
Brady's
something else.
bad.
right,
Okay, Justin, go first.
He's
Go ahead.
bad. Tom Brady's bad.
Guarantee
Okay, what's the guarantee?
Antonio Brown will outscore Mike Evans.
Okay, AB
Okay, that's nice.
scores Mike
No.
Wait,
Evans.
say it again.
AB will outscore Mike Evans. in fantasy.
Scores
That's happening.
Evans.
I don't think he is.
Why don't you think he is?
Because Antonio Brown was only good when he was on the Steelers.
What about that one game where?
All right, Jacob, you want to explain your pick for this
Okay,
week?
but that's one game,
Right.
Justin.
And what did Mike Evans do when Chris Godwin was on the field this year? He didn't do that good.
Get out of here.
And
Justin Andrews not very happy with your prediction.
No, it's true.
That's
Because
funny.
that's why you should be trading him to me. I'm telling you.
Okay, Jacob, you want to explain your prediction?
I think this will get all those.
Jacob,
I really want Andrew on here to defend himself.
you want to get on here? Jacob, send them the link. Get him on here.
Yeah.
it's in the, I'll send it in
Who,
the chat.
Andrew?
But I'm gonna give some.
Oh wait, you want me to just get it? I'll just get him in here. I'll just call him.
Tell him to defend this point.
So this is why I'm choosing the Bucks, because in week 2, Teddy Bridgewater was sacked 5 times and pressured 15 times. He threw 2 interceptions, and the Panthers' offense never got into a rhythm. Also, the Buccaneers are just allowing
My phones are right
77.9 rush yards per game and 3.3 yards per rush this season. Both the best in the NFL.
How are
which is
you?
why I'm
How
going
are
with
you?
the Bucks.
Okay,
Oh.
Andrew.
Yeah.
So why do you think he's gonna be outscoring Mike Evans? I'm gonna throw you some stats as well.
I don't think Antonio Brown. So when was the last time Antonio Brown played for that long? Like he's been on and off teams for the past 2 seasons, right?
Right.
So I don't think he's exposed enough to this kind of environment to have a good enough game for at least. I don't know. I give it 5 games and then he starts going off again.
Okay. How many points did Mr. Mike Evans go below?
I don't want to talk about it.
Ah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Right there.
but Brady
The
didn't.
Panther star receiver always likes to guard a tall person. And AB will get his opportunity, and Chris Godwin's there as well. So I think they need Will.
They're gonna be fighting for receptions. I agree with that, but I think Mike Evans is gonna come out on top.
Yeah, Brady didn't get AB for a reason, so that's fine. Big up. And you're gonna be wrong, and you're gonna be losing again, and not making the playoffs.
If I lose to Jordan, I'm gonna. It's
You're
not
gonna
gonna be
cry.
good.
Good idea.
That's not gonna be good.
I can't believe I lost to Andrew first week.
And you've lost to the
So
Spurs.
I'm so mad about that.
Well, that's tough, sir.
I'm versing, I think I'm versing Jordan for a playoff spot.
Imagine.
Imagine.
All right, Andrew, that was a great talk. I know you're gonna be
Alright,
wrong.
great talk. Hey.
All right.
Yep.
Get him out of here.
Could you imagine being camper and being 2-7? Couldn't imagine. Couldn't be me.
All right, let's go next one.
Yeah, so I chose the Bucks. So let's go with the
Alright, sounds good.
Jaguars, the 1-7 Jaguars at the 6-2 Packers.
I think
We
this
got-
is
That's
obvious,
a clean
yeah.
sweep.
Packers.
That's a clean
Packers.
sweep.
Packers.
Yeah.
I don't even know how we're gonna talk about that.
I'm surprised Camper didn't pick the
The Jaguar. I like that stir. That's good. Stir, that's good. I
Yeah.
like that.
The Packers are 14-3 in games against teams with a winning percentage of .125 or worse.
I'm sure
Is
they
it-
are.
Oh, now we have to bring up his stats. I love Kansas.
I'm fully focused on the
Right.
analytics tonight.
You know, for fantasy football, he brought a whole notepad, and he's doing
Who?
Jacob.
Jacob proceeds to
Dude,
bring
you're
a whole notepad
No, for my dad.
of everything.
My dad for fantasy before the draft, he wrote down all the picks he's gonna get, all the best players.
That's very smart.
I'm not gonna lie. I just looked at their rankings and their projections, and I just do that.
And I did the
Camper
same
doesn't-
thing. I did the same.
And Devontae Adams joined Calvin Johnson as the only players in NFL history with 3 games of at least 10 receptions, 150 receiving yards, and a receiving touchdown this season.
Really?
And,
Wow.
and Devontae Adams only played 6 games this whole year.
He's the best receiver in NFL right now.
Clearly. So we're clean. sweep
Just
for the Green
imagine
Bay
his
Packers.
stats if he wasn't injured for those few games.
Imagine he's gonna be
Justin, Jordan would have been 5-4 right now if he wasn't injured.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, Yankees mask. Camper, look.
Good.
Favorite.
Good.
All right,
Next.
Jacob, next.
Next.
The 2-6 Texans, 5-3 Browns.
2-6.
Texans.
Nick Chubb's gonna
Texans.
get it down. Nick Chubb.
I don't
Browns
see.
are not good. The Browns are not good.
So how are the Texans good? They're 2-6.
But
2-6 for a reason.
how is Baker
Dude, the
Mayfield?
Texans'
How's
defense
Baker
is
Mayfield?
literally garbage.
Who's better? Who's better, Baker Mayfield or Deshaun Watson?
Whose record is better, again?
Well, that doesn't matter.
And Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt, no David Johnson.
Those are 2 good running backs, but I still think Texans are gonna win. It's gonna be very close.
I don't have the Texans winning this week. They really should have won against the Raiders. The Browns should have, but I do not have the Texans winning. The Texans have looked uninspiring all season.
I fully
I'll
agree
bet
on
you
that.
$100 Texans will win.
Yeah, no betting.
Yes, betting.
Justin, who are you going with? Browns this week?
Browns.
Jacob?
I'm gonna pick the Browns because they're
Alright.
beating the watching when Chubb is healthy.
So is this a sweep or we
Mike-
got 1 and 3?
No,
Like
Texans.
Oh
Alright.
God, I can't wait for you. You're wrong. I can't wait to text him tomorrow. You're wrong.
Alright.
In
Next.
capital.
We have the Philadelphia Eagles at the New York Football Giants.
Football Giants.
New York Giants are winning this
I got the Eagles.
Wow. Disrespect.
Mike, let's hear it.
Disrespect.
Let's hear why.
Because Miles Sanders is coming back,
I agree.
and I don't think they're gonna. I mean, I feel like
Wayne Goldman.
Top Wayne Ball, my friend.
Wayne Gallman, Gavin. Very good.
I just feel like the Eagles are gonna win. I
The
feel like
Giants
the
always find
Giants.
a way to mess up.
What, Justin?
I
The
mean,
Giants always find a way to mess up.
It's true. That's true. You're right on that.
the
No,
Giants
not the
don't know how to
Giants,
close out
Daniel
games.
Jones.
Fair enough.
Okay.
How many times has Daniel Jones had a game with 0 turnovers?
None. No.
So
Game.
has everyone picked yet? Because I always like to go last.
Actually, you know what? I think last week was his first week without having like a fumble or anything like that. Doesn't matter
No.
if they lost it. Did he throw a pick
What are you
last week?
talking about? Yes.
All right, then he's never had a game like that, which is not
Well,
surprising. But
Once. Okay, let's go, Jacob.
I'm gonna go with the Eagles because Daniel Jones has lost
Yeah.
16 straight games against all opponents that are not named Washington.
Can you Google these stats or something?
Daniel Jones has 36 turnovers since the start of the season,
This kid Googled
the most in the NFL, and he has at least one turnover. Has at least one turnover in 20 out of 22 career games played. But Carson Wentz has a turnover in 8 straight games, the longest active streak in the NFL. But both QBs rank in the top 3 interceptions of the season. Wentz is number 1 with 12, and Jones' number is 3 with 9.
Wait, Jacob, answer my question. Name me a game when he had 2 receivers. Carson Wentz.
never.
This game he's going to actually, which is another reason why they're winning.
Exactly. And he has his great running back Miles Sanders back as well. Miles Sanders is going 20 plus.
Yeah, are we locking that or no?
No, I'm just giving hope to Andrew. But
Okay.
Nah, I don't think Miles Sanders is gonna. There was like a thing that they might limit him in a snap count and have Boston Scott do something.
I don't know about that.
I could-
No. I don't think they should do that. All right.
I could see that because of injury.
No, it makes sense, but the Eagles really need Miles Sanders. It's like a need. at this
Agreed.
point.
You can see exactly.
No,
The
I
Cowboys-
feel like if it becomes like a balanced, close game,
Oh, you want to know
then
what?
sure. But let's say the Giants start to blow him out, then Carson Wentz is gonna have to like pass the ball almost every play. So
Oh, of
that
course.
means that. So I feel like it just depends on how the game starts for them in the first.
Rook is gonna have a great game. Jalen.
I am back.
Welcome back,
Very
sir.
good.
But Jacob,
Jalen.
next.
Jacob. Who you got? Eagles. Okay.
Yeah, I already said
Wait,
Wait,
Eagles.
who?
All right. Let's go.
Next team, Jacob.
2-6 Washington football team at the 3-5 Lions.
I think I'm going Lions. I don't have faith
I
in
don't
the football
Alex
team.
Smith. Alex Smith. They've been playing so bad this season. If you can't beat the Giants twice, I don't know how you're gonna beat the Lions.
Lions.
Of course, this is.
You know who's gonna have a
this
big
is
game? Danny Amendola. Give me over 15.
What?
Everyone's saying that. I don't get it. How do you?
I don't
Is that because
understand
Kenny
No
that.
Galladay.
Galladay's out?
No Galladay.
No, I
Marvin
understand that
Jones.
Galladay's not needed, but Marvin Jones is still there too, and so is C.J. Hawkinson.
Right. Marvin. They're gonna be guarding Marvin Jones as their number
Look
one.
at his last 3 games, Marvin Jones. He's had a touchdown. and,
Right.
Like,
Who's shadowing Marvin Jones this week?
I don't know.
We don't even know. It's probably
The
Kyle.
Reds-
It's probably Kyle Fuller.
You called it. So Amendola's gonna have a big week, and Hawkinson. T.J. Hawkinson on Matt's team is gonna have a big
He
week.
may not play Hawkinson.
He plays
Seriously?
a big week. Yes, questionable.
Oh,
Matt has no running backs this week. He's starting. Who are you starting, Matt?
I'm starting this week. I'm starting. I'll pull up my team again. Actually,
Wait, which
Caleb
league?
Balaj.
you know,
My other one.
I'm just gonna pull up my team on my phone. I'll tell you
No,
what.
yeah, he's starting Balaj and Singletary. Like, come on, man.
Let's see who I'm
So
starting
bad.
this week.
Singletary's not that bad. It's
No,
just that he
no.
loses touches on the goal line to Zach Moss.
All right,
Zach Moss
I am
is-
starting. I'm starting Devin Singletary and Kalen Balaj because I have.
There's no Gus Jackson. he's on
I
IR.
have no other options. I literally have I have CHE who's out,
Pick
who's on
someone
bye, and
You
Todd
could
Gurley's
pick
on
up
bye.
Timo Dallas, Matt, or pick up Foreman.
Well, I'm gonna look at the waiver wire after the show. We'll see what happens.
Justin Jackson's on IR, just so you guys know. So next one.
I picked yet.
Oh,
I'm
Are
gonna
you-
go with Detroit here because Washington has lost
4-0.
5 straight road games, going back to 2019, and it's averaged 17 points per game in those 5 losses.
Do you think a blowout? Give me a
But-
blowout.
No,
I
I
have
don't. No,
another
no,
stat for
I
you.
don't think a blowout. I don't think a blowout because I don't think
The
the Lions have the
Lions-
potential.
The Lions are 2-9 at home since the start of 2019, the 2019 season, the worst record at home in the NFL over that span. They're one of 2 teams still seeking their first home win this season with the Jets. So I think the Lions will get the first home
Well,
win.
you know what?
I
The
swear.
Jets are
Lions
going.
should've won in week 1. They should have won in week 1 if
They played
DeAndre Swift didn't drop that
Oh,
touchdown.
that's completely true. They shouldn't have let the Bears come back, and DeAndre Swift shouldn't have dropped a touchdown.
No,
Gavin, what
if
did
the
you say?
Lions lose this week,
Oh.
then I don't even know what to say
Yeah.
about that.
Lions winning this week. Guaranteed Lions win. That's what I'm putting into. Guarantee it.
Next, the 7-2 Bills at the 5-3 Cardinals.
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 Who's home?
Give me the
this- hold on.
Bills.
Yeah, Bills.
Bills.
Who's
Are you
home?
joking?
Who's home this week? Who's home this week?
I don't-
Cardinals.
Wait, guys, who's better, Seattle or Cardinals?
Seattle.
team?
You just jumped to a different team right there.
No, because
Seattle.
no. I know where Gavin's going here because he's gonna make the argument that the Bills beat the Seahawks last week, so they should be able to beat the Cardinals this week, which makes sense.
Well,
Bro, it's called Any Given Sunday for a reason.
that's what it is.
Ah, that's true. That's true.
The Bills showed a record. Their defense, Stephon Diggs has been having a
Matt,
phenomenal.
the Saints lost to the Packers without Devontae.
No, I'm just
Buccaneers beat the Packers,
I'm just
and then
telling.
the Saints
Yeah.
beat the
That
Buccaneers.
rationale never works.
No, I understand. I'm just telling you the rationale
I got
Gavin
you.
was going for.
I
Yeah.
got you.
Not defending
you.
it. I have the Cardinals this week though.
I don't know why. Why do you?
I Bills. I changed my mind.
Why do you see the Cardinals, man?
And Josh Norman's not
Personally, I understand they're coming off a loss with the Dolphins last week, but I think Kyler Murray is gonna have a comeback. He had a great week last week, but the Cardinals just couldn't pull out the win. I have a feeling
Their defense was not
the
good.
defense has to step up a little bit, and they'll win this week because the offense can score 30 plus. That's not a problem.
After Seattle losing to the Bills, that showed me the real deal.
That's true.
Real-
I agree with that. I do agree with that, but I do think they're gonna have a little bit of a step back against the Cardinals this week.
I don't know. Jacob, what do you think?
I have the Cardinals because Buffalo is allowing an average of 4.6 yards per carry, and Kyler Murray is averaging
Here's the
7.1
stats.
yards.
So you're saying Kenny Drake's gonna be doing good tomorrow?
Sure looks like it.
So what's the projection on Kenny
Well,
Drake?
Kenyon Drake is
if they run a lot, then of course. But also, the Cardinals ranked second in pass block win rate this season, while the Bills ranked fourth in pass rush rate.
I don't think they're
And
I don't think they're gonna be running
So-
it a lot.
So I think defense, we're gonna have a good game tomorrow. It's at 4:05 p.m. on CBS.
Oh, it's an afternoon game.
Kenyon
Very
Drake
nice.
is losing touches to
I
what's his
agree.
To
face?
Chase Edmonds.
Yeah, him.
20 carries.
Yeah, he is splitting carries. It's sad to see because I thought Kenyon Drake was actually gonna be very good this season.
Is
But
Chase Young playing?
Chase Young?
I haven't heard of him. He's not doing good.
on the Redskins, he's actually been doing very good this season.
The Redskins, man.
Chase Young, I'm talking.
Oh, sorry, not the Redskins, the freaking football team.
It's the football
Come on,
team.
man.
Come on, man.
Come on,
Come
man.
on.
Come on, man.
I still can't believe the whole fiasco they had with that.
Alright. Jacob next.
Okay.
Oh,
Who's up next?
The 3-5 Broncos at the 5-3 Raiders.
the Raiders are the real deal, bro.
Listen, the
Raiders
Raiders.
and Broncos?
I feel like the Raiders have to win this week to keep their playoff chances alive. The Raiders have to win this week.
Raiders.
I think the Raiders. Because the Broncos, with the Broncos, they choke leads, sadly. They do.
They
The
did.
defense-
No, you're
What
right.
did you just say?
They choke leads.
I mean, that's more the Chargers. I don't really know if it's the Broncos.
Dude, the Chargers are the best at doing it. If there was a stat for that, they'd be number one.
They would be number one. Well, there is a stat for it because it's losses by 7
Jacob,
points or
do you
less.
have Jacob? Do you have the stat for that?
Go look at
For what again?
the Chargers stat for how many games they've lost this season by 7 or less. Go look that up.
He has it right in front of him, Mike.
Because I know there's a stat for that.
Chargers, but we're on the Broncos Raiders.
Mike brought up the Chargers, how they're good at blowing leads, so we want to see the stat for that.
The Chargers point differential.
Not point
Is-
differential, but there's a
Well-
stat for that. How many games you've lost by 7 points or less.
Okay.
Gavin, how do you
Just go to their
What?
schedule and look
how do
at
you
each.
feel about the
team.
game? Broncos or Raiders?
Bro, I'll tell you right now. Look, you ready? Week 1 they won by 3. Okay. Week 2 they lost by 3. Week 3 they lost by 5. Week 4
Two.
they lost by 7.
3.
Week 5 they lost by 3.
4.
Week 7 they won by 10. Week 8 they lost by 1. Week
5.
9 they lost by 5.
6. Six
So
games
they're
this
1
season.
and 6.
6 games this season they've lost by 7 or less.
Yep. Basically.
Which is not good. Not good.
They're playing the Dolphins, Jets, and Bills and Patriots next 4 games.
They'll probably win either 1 and 3 or 2 of those games.
They're all winnable games.
Well, they're
Just
gonna beat the Jets.
They're all winnable games. I have a feeling they'll pull out the Patriots and Jets, but end up losing to the Dolphins and Bills.
How dare you, Matt?
Somehow, if the Jets beat the Chargers, it's gonna be hysterical.
I think it's a rebuilding season for you guys, Mike. You'll rebound next season, though. You just gotta find a stable quarterback.
Matt,
so.
I appreciate your moral support.
Of course.
Okay, if you get Trevor Lawrence,
We're not getting Trevor Lawrence.
Justin, you're getting Trevor Lawrence. No one else is
I
getting Trevor
realize
Lawrence.
Jacob Plains or not, we're trading him. Jacob Plains.
Whoa,
Okay, Jacob.
everyone! I'm still making my prediction here.
All right, what's
we're
your
a little off
prediction,
track
Jacob?
here.
What's your prediction?
What's the stat?
I'm gonna pick the Raiders here.
Okay, why? What's your
We have a
stat?
former Alabama. I'm just gonna just add a little complimentary stat here. This is an
Ah,
analytic
got him.
complimentary stat here.
Complimentary. Very nice.
Yeah. Who's calling me? Oh, Peter's calling me. Call him back later.
Of course.
The former Alabama teammates, college teammates,
I would
Henry
call-
Rugg and Jerry Judy will versus each other tomorrow.
Oh, you know that
and
actually is very very cool. Very cool.
they're probably good friends, but
It's very cool.
Henry Ruggs has been hot and cold. Jerry Judy's been leading Denver with 484 receiving yards and 30.
I expected
two
more out of Judy this season, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, we'll
But
see
the Raiders
what-
quarterback, Derek Carr, has
What?
has the third best touchdown to interception ratio this season.
Do
which
the
is
honor.
Isn't it
Yeah.
Mahomes,
Do the honor.
Rodgers,
Uh,
and Carr for the touchdown into
Wait,
interception?
wait,
ratio?
everyone.
What?
We have to do the honor.
Of
It's
what?
about to be bedtime. Bye, Senor Sir.
All right. Have a good night, sir.
The Raiders quarterback Derek Carr has the third best touchdown to interception ratio this season, which is 8. He's thrown 16 touchdowns to 2 interceptions.
Very nice.
So I think we'll get the Raiders here.
All right.
I agree.
Next
The
team.
Raiders, Josh Jacobs I don't know how Josh Jacobs will do.
Also, Andrews.
Okay.
Also, Andrew says in the chat, big week for Miles Sanders. I agree. Big week for Miles
I
Sanders.
doubt it.
Big week.
Bro, I'm going against him. He can't have a big week or I'll be
What do you
mad.
think is a big week for him? Like 18?
I think a big week would be like 16 to 18 for him this week. Considering he's been injured, I'd say big week is kind of like that.
They said his injury was supposed to be season ending.
Oh,
That's interesting. Certainly interesting. We'll see. We'll
Jacob,
see.
how is Davis and Gibson? Please acknowledge that fact.
Let's do some. The Chargers, the 2-6 Chargers, are at the 5-3 Dolphins.
No, good things for the Dolphins.
Chargers.
I got
Seriously?
Why?
Tua's winning streak comes to an end tomorrow.
You're crazy, man.
I can't pick with the Chargers. Not this season.
That they keep choking leads. Desmond King is out of here.
Mike, I'm just gonna tell you, you trusted the Chargers last week, and look what they did to you. They let you down. They let
I
you down.
trust Herbert.
I believe
I don't have a problem with Herbert. It's just it's the defense.
Tua's gonna prove to you why he's a better quarterback. Tomorrow. I'm very excited. to see.
Tua's not better than Herbert. Maybe
No,
in
this-
college,
this will
but
show
we're in the
This game
NFL
will
now.
show you. This game will show you why he's better.
Wait, remind me again. Who's the Chargers safety that's on IR this season? What? Oh,
Derwin
Derwin James. That's who it is. If Derwin
And there's
James,
no
is,
Desmond.
that's true. If Derwin James and their
I
defense,
Jacob,
love Derwin James. He's a hell of a
Jacob, what do you
they
think?
would they would be winning games, not losing them.
Jacob, what do you think?
So we got Tua Tagovailoa, pick 5, against pick number 6, Justin Herbert, in the
Mhm.
draft this past year. I think this season they've both been fairly good. Justin Herbert's at the head start here, but I think this game's going to be a very close game.
No. If Tua started
And-
the season, I would say he would be better right now.
You know who I really feel bad for in this situation though? Tyrod Taylor. He got
After
a
Tua, well, it's good for the. I feel bad for him, but it's good
It
for
worked out for them.
no,
Yeah,
it worked out for
definitely.
them, but it's just I feel bad for him because he had a punctured
Yes.
lung, like something he can't control,
So,
and then
Yeah, it
he gets
sucks.
benched.
So, after last week, Tua's performance against the Kyler Murray Cardinals, I'm gonna get my pick. I'm gonna choose the Dolphins here, but I'm gonna give you a little stat we were talking about earlier. All 6 of the Chargers' losses this season have been 1-score games, tied for the most such losses within the team's first 8 games in NFL history.
Really?
Imagine losing that weeks by one play, last second. I would be crying. I feel bad for Charlie.
Not a good year for Chargers fans. They have the same record as the Giants when they really shouldn't be.
And they have the same record as the Cowboys about to be.
That too. When it really shouldn't be.
Jacob's fan.
So
We'll talk about the Cowboys real quick.
we'll talk about them later in the
We'll
show.
talk about
Because
them.
my-
Listen, we might have to give Jacob a break this week. They're on a bye this week.
Later in the show.
No, he had a good.
We're-
Oh, there's a question of them in the show. Okay.
Well, they actually had a very good week, so I'm happy with them.
All right, let's go
But
next one.
the 6-2 Seahawks at the 5-3 Rams.
Seattle.
Seahawks.
Yep. Matt.
I have to go with Seattle, but I think it's going to be a close game.
I can't wait to see DK Metcalf versus Jalen Ramsey. That is gonna be.
It's gonna be a great matchup this week.
You think Lockett's gonna
Don't
have a
you
good-
remember last year they got into a fight?
Oh,
During
I
the
remember
game?
that. I remember that. That was a big. That
That
was
was
a
on
big deal.
Sunday night.
Do you think Lockett's gonna have a good week then?
Nope.
Then
Bro,
who's gonna?
he's super inconsistent. I mean, he started off great, but he just becomes inconsistent.
Listen, Lockett does this thing where he disappears for 3 or 4 weeks, and then he has a 50-point explosion.
Of course, he got 50 points. Just me out of all teams. It's fun. It really is.
Is that the reason you lost that week? Because he had 50?
Yes, thank you, my friend.
I'm gonna pick. Or have you guys picked yet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Raw Seahawks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick Rams here.
Of course you are.
What's the stat?
What's the stat, Jake? What's the stat?
Seahawks offense ranks among the best in the league and leads the NFL in scoring, averaging 34.3 points per game.
Okay.
Do they?
However, the Rams defense has been only allowing an average of 19 points per game, which is the
Okay.
second best in the league.
But you have to look
And-
at relative
And
to the
I'm
schedule.
not done.
Okay, keep going.
The Rams have allowed the fewest completions on throws, 20 plus yards downfield this season, 5 of 23, and they're the only team that has yet to allow a passing touchdown on that play. But Russell Wilson has 7 touchdowns on those throws this season, tied for second in the NFL.
What are you claiming?
Let
What's
me-
your claim?
Hold on.
That the Seahawks throw the ball their offense is so explosive that they throw the ball deep often, and I'm saying the Rams have been able to prevent that. So I'm saying that's why I think the Rams will win.
Okay,
And
I'm
their
going to
defense
tell you
has been
something before you say anything else. Here are the quarterbacks the Rams have played this year.
I was gonna say
Dak
it's all
Prescott.
relative.
They should have lost
Carson
that. They
Wentz.
should have lost that first week, but
Carson Wentz, Josh Allen, who is so inconsistent with deep passes, Daniel Jones, Kyle Allen, Jimmy Garoppolo, Nick
Why would
Foles,
Garoppolo hurt?
and Tua Tagovailoa. Those are the quarterbacks they played. They
doesn't
haven't
matter.
Played
Doesn't
Patrick
matter.
Mahomes.
Doesn't matter.
I'll give you this. Stats don't lie, but they're not going to impact the whole entire game of who's going to
I understand, but I'm just saying that influenced my prediction because the point that 34.3 to 19 is a pretty big difference. It's
Jamal
not.
Adams is back. Jamal Adams was hurt. Now he's back. Jamal Adams, I don't know, the best safety in the league. I don't know if you know.
Jamal Adams literally
Okay,
plays
okay.
more of a linebacker.
He's the
position than a
best
safety.
box safety in the league, not the best cover safety in the league. Two different things.
Best safety in total, I'm saying. Just in total. He's the best safety.
He's not a good coverage safety. He's a good box safety.
No, I'm saying in total. In fact, everything, Matthew.
No, I know.
One of them.
I understand, but I'm saying he's the best.
Just if you watch him for an entire game, you
No,
have
on
no
the
idea.
Jets, yeah.
He'll
Seattle-
start at safety, and then right before the ball snapped, he'll move down into the box.
He's not a good coverage safety. He's only good at box safety, which the box means he's basically plays like a linebacker all game.
But pointing this out.
Thank you for the clarification, Matt.
You're
Thank you,
welcome.
Captain.
You're welcome.
The other thing is with Jacob here, but I don't understand why the Rams are going to win. It's just Jared Goff's not keeping up with Russell Wilson.
Listen, Jared Goff is actually
Bro, it's
looking a
gonna
lot.
be a high-scoring game. Okay, I'm just.
But he's not keeping up with him.
Listen.
Jacob, I don't know how you think that.
The Rams will be in contention for a playoff spot this season. It's probably going to come down to the final 3 games
Jacob,
this season. But
Why do you think Jared Goff will outscore Russell Wilson? Please.
Because of the defense. I think
so
it's
so
not
I
gonna be a
do.
Rams
So well,
team
hold on.
effort.
Jacob, do you think that the Rams are going to pick off or make Russell Wilson fumble, or are you going to think they're going to make the Seahawks fumble, or think special
I
teams?
think they're.
is gonna
I think
step
they'll.
up
I think they'll just stop him.
that means you have to score. Then that means you think that Jared Goff is going to outscore Russell Wilson, just like Justin said.
I think the defense will have a couple, maybe a turnover, probably one turnover.
Now you just changed
Russell
the whole.
Wilson
Now you're
has
changing
both
it.
of his
Wait, Mike.
top 2
Mike.
backs out.
He doesn't make any sense. Jacob does not make any sense.
Yeah, of course it
First
doesn't.
said 0, now he's going to go 5. He's sorting. He knows it too.
We'll see what happens tomorrow.
So you didn't answer the question though. You said 0 and 1, and then I don't know what it is.
I said, I'm telling you, the Rams are gonna win. Okay, it was either the Seahawks or the Rams, and I said Rams. Okay.
Okay,
You don't
fair
have a
enough.
good.
And your
When
excuse
if you're
for
saying I don't have a
lose-
good, if you're saying I have a good reason, that's
All right, you know what, Justin? Let him pick it. It's fine.
Let me
Mike,
let
what
him
did you say about the other
let
guys?
me be wrong because I'm gonna be right.
What did you
Okay.
say about the other guys?
What?
Mike said something about Seattle's backs. I wanna touch on
Wilson's gonna have to throw the ball for the entire game. I feel like the Seahawks are gonna win due to that because Chris Carson's out, Carlos Hyde's out.
Who do they have starting tomorrow? At running back.
What happened?
Is it DJ Dallas?
You know, DJ.
Bro, DJ Dallas, he doesn't compare to them.
And of course he doesn't. I'm surprised.
So, I
I'm
don't
surprised they're
think-
not starting Travis Homer. Considering he's already
So let's
been
move
there.
on to some other questions here.
All right.
We'll take a little break. We have games left to predict.
Okay.
Some NBA here.
Mm-hmm.
James Harden and Russell Westbrook are both unsure of their futures with the Rockets. Will Houston trade one or both of them? Why and where would they trade them to?
All right.
I have a
Matt,
prediction.
I got Mike.
Go ahead.
Okay.
James Harden will go to the 76ers
Disagree. But continue.
because of Mike D'Antoni.
You think Mike D'Antoni is that much?
He's on silly sauce. He's on the Nets.
Whatever.
Doc Rivers.
Daryl Morey is there. As,
Daryl Morey.
as the basketball.
Whatever it is. I haven't been paying attention much lately, but I just feel like he's gonna go to the 76ers. That's
No,
just
I think James Harden's gonna stay in Houston. Russ is going to the Knicks. The Knicks have been interested in Russ. They want a star player.
Justin, you're a Knicks fan. That's the only reason why you're saying that.
He's just getting this from Jared because Jared keeps preaching this to
No.
him.
No, I actually believe.
It's true. No, it's true because it's all
I
Jared
actually-
preaches about. Russell Westbrook is our
actually-
savior. Russell Westbrook is the savior of New York.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my. Matt, you can go first. And
All
then
right,
I'll...
all right. Let me tune out, Justin. I'm not even
Wait, no, I'm
acknowledging
not
it.
done.
Okay, you let him finish.
All right, fine. Go ahead, Justin.
James Harden's gonna be staying. He's staying in Houston, and he's already
I don't
settled
disagree
there.
with that.
There's nowhere else. And with Russell Westbrook, he's going to Knicks. I don't know what other team. Why would he go to the Hornets? The Knicks are giving him the best offer for a lower price. But it's New York. You're trading to New York. New York's not in contention or anything, so you don't have to worry with Houston if you're dumb. And Russell Westbrook's going to be a savior of the Knicks. The next MVP of the Knicks. He's making them to the playoffs. What's happening? What's happening?
Okay.
God.
James Harden will be staying in Houston. Justin, you're
I agree.
completely right on that point. He'll be staying there because James Harden already has a base in Houston. There's no way they trade him because there's no way a team can give the Rockets even enough value for him. All right.
What do you think the Rockets would get in return if they trade Westbrook?
First and maybe a player or two just to match salaries. That's really it.
That's-
Because
Chris
listen,
Paul, I think things I offer, Matthew.
listen. We'll have to see what the Thunder want to do about it. I don't know if Chris Paul's a lock to be traded yet. We'll have to see.
Well, here he goes again, the biasness.
It's not
Finish
biased.
your
It's
point
true.
here, and then the
That
unbiased.
doesn't
opinion will
sound
come out.
biased.
It's not biased. Justin
No,
just
because-
argues that.
I'll listen because he doesn't want him to get
Oh
traded.
my god.
No, I don't know.
Yeah.
I told you, Justin. I don't care if CP3 gets traded. I just told you it's how Sam Presti wants to do things. If he wants to give the team one more season, he'll give him one more season. If he doesn't, he doesn't. Just a decision.
Really, Matthew.
What?
Well, Matt, just finish your point here.
All right, so and first of all, the Rockets are going to trade Russell Westbrook since he already requested a trade. Where he's going to go right now, I am really not certain on. There are a few teams that have expressed interest. Obviously, the Knicks, the Hornets have been two highlighted teams. But at the end of the day, I really do not see Leon Rose trading for Russell Westbrook because I don't think he really wants to accelerate the next timeline more than he has to.
The Rose season win.
I think Leon Rose wants to say to the Knicks fans, "Give us 3 seasons, and then we'll be decent." Because they need top players. They need all of that. They can't just get Russell Westbrook.
Ross, if you're listening to this, you're carrying us to the playoffs. And
Okay, so first of all,
playoffs, you're gonna get out first.
You shouldn't want that as a Knicks fans, though. You want the Knicks to win a championship, not to make the playoffs.
okay, first.
And Russell Westbrook doesn't help you.
Okay,
He doesn't help you.
Hey,
Matt,
hey.
Matt, we're gonna be trading a first-round pick.
Hey, ho, ho.
Randall
That's such
Knox.
a dumb idea. That's such a dumb idea.
I would
Okay, let me speak.
Wait, Jacob, I want to have a conversation with Matt on this. Why do you think it's done? Trading Randall Knox.
Listen,
Frank Edward.
getting rid of Randall Knox and Frank Ntilikina are not bad ideas. My whole point is here that if you're the Knicks, I would rather the Knicks suck for the next 3 seasons, get top talent, and then be a playoff contender with a young
No,
team.
you rid RJ Mitch and you're gonna get your 8th pick. So that's 3 full years right there, Matthew.
Listen. Mitch is a good young center. He showed potential. Same with RJ. Good young guard. Shows potential. The whole thing is, I'm really intrigued to see how Tom Thibodeau is going to deal with all
Russ
this.
will make him better.
Also with Leon Rose. Because the thing is,
Russ will make this better.
I'm not arguing that, Justin, because for us, the floor general, he'd probably be very good with the Knicks. That's not my point.
Yeah.
My point is that if you're Leon Rose, do you say to yourself, I want to get Russell Westbrook. I want to go be the eighth or seventh seed in the East.
I think
Do I
six.
want to go to the playoffs? They're not the sixth seed, Justin. Stop being
I think
delusional. They're not
No, I'm
six.
serious.
They're
I
not
actually
six.
think so.
They're not six.
Tell me the teams.
They're 7 or 8.
See.
They're not 6. They're not 6.
Tell me the teams.
All right, tell me the bot. Okay, so one of the bottom 2 teams in the East this year were what? They're the Magic and the Nets. The Nets are obviously going to be a top 4 team this year, so that bumps teams down. Let's
I don't see the Pacers doing it.
let's say realistically. Let's say we obviously have to put the Bucks up there. We'll put the Celtics up there, and we'll put the Heat
Right.
up there. I'm going to say the Raptors are going to drop a little bit because they're probably going to lose Van Vliet because I don't know if they want to match salaries there. Because obviously
And I see the
he's going to demand a lot of money this offseason. Also, Serge Ibaka is a free agent. So let's say the top 4 teams are the let's say we got the Bucks, we got the Heat, we got the Celtics, and then we have the Nets. All right, top four seeds, whatever order you want to put it. That puts the Raptors down, and then that puts Philly down as well. Philly is going to be top 6 either way, and then you have the Knicks that could fall 7 or 8.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
You really
I don't
think the
know
Knicks
about
are going to be better than Philly? Come
I
on.
think there's a chance.
The Knicks
Russell
will not be
Westbrook
better
is-
than the Knicks will not be better than Philly. They will
I
not be better
believe
than
in
Philly.
all. If they got Russell Westbrook, they could sign him as well because they have enough money for that.
They should not do that though. It's just not logical. As a Knicks fan, I know. Like, listen, I know you're a Melo fan. You follow Melo around, but you're also a fan of the Knicks. You should not want that though. You really shouldn't want that. Because I understand you're tired of losing and everything like that, but it's just not smart. It's not smart to do that.
I think that's smart. You have your 3 young talents. You got Van Vliet and Russ.
Yeah, but do
That's
you think that team can win a championship? What do you want? Do you want playoffs? Or do you want a championship?
I want right now playoffs. I need playoffs. We
Do-
need playoffs. That's
Okay.
next fan.
The thing is, if
We're
you
not gonna end.
I
we're
gotta
not
go.
gonna win for 10 years. Okay, bye, Mike.
Guys,
See you, Michael.
bye-bye.
Bob.
We're not
Bye.
gonna win it for 10 years. I'm telling you that.
all right, listen, it's whatever. If Leon Rose and talk to management, he says just make us a
We're
playoff
gonna win
team.
in 5 years.
Here's the thing: if Leon
All right,
Rose,
Jacob, what do you think?
all right, go ahead, Jacob.
Okay. So if James Harden is traded, I think the best fit for him is the Nets. Do I think he will be traded? No.
No,
but
no,
we'll
no.
move on.
Wait. The best fit for him is the Nets. Are you serious?
Who's,
I think James Harden and the Nets would be really scary. Yeah.
That's not.
but
no,
who's
but
gonna get the ball?
There's a difference between being scary and just it not working. There's 3 ball dominant players.
Okay, that was a quick thought. I'm moving on.
Well,
Russell
now
Westbrook's
he's-
the main.
Goodbye.
No, that was quick. I don't really care if you were. I was already move on as soon as I said that.
All right,
It's
go
fine.
ahead, Jacob.
Now we
Continue.
can-
First of all.
Continue.
Russell Westbrook is nowhere near the savior of New York.
Thank you, Jacob.
Oh my
Thank
God.
you, Jacob.
If I think Russell Westbrook would be a good fit on the Knicks for about a couple of reasons.
A bad fit?
I think the Knicks would just make the playoffs with Russell Westbrook.
I agree.
One.
That's why I said 7 or 8.
8th seed.
Hmm.
8th. 2. The Knicks need someone they can pass the ball to with a couple seconds left in the game in a close game. They
Russ.
don't have anyone to do that.
Russ.
Russ can't
That's
shoot
number
threes.
2. Number just
Did you
something.
put it on the Thunder?
Number just to make a play. Number
on.
3.
He could never shoot 3 in the Thunder.
3.
I never said that.
You see him, Steven Adams, that great play in Denver versus Denver.
No,
Yeah.
that was his, first of all, that was his MVP season when he could actually shoot a decent 3. After that season, he couldn't shoot a 3.
He could shoot decent.
And number
He could not.
3.
Look at
is that
his percentages.
Russell-
Below average every single season.
The Knicks need somebody to lure other people onto the team.
Russ won't lure people. You're
No,
saying?
no. That
They
I will
need
agree with.
somebody
If
to.
they get Russ, he could potentially Lauren Van Vliet and other free
And
agents.
4th, the Knicks can't afford to have it the same team, similar team that they did to this year with the Nets competing for a championship.
We're not.
When the Nets are,
Okay.
when you compare the Nets to the Knicks, the Knicks can't
we
allow
still
themselves.
put question marks on the Nets. We don't even fully know yet.
I agree with Justin there.
If on paper there should be competing.
On paper, but we don't know.
If Kevin Durant returns with the best return from Achilles injury ever,
Well, the
the
best.
Knicks can't look like they did this year. They can't.
Jacob doesn't understand. Kyrie Irving wants the ball in his hands no matter what. How is LeVert going to feel? Allen and Joe Harris about their roles getting diminished.
Hold on.
Well, we're not talking about the Nets here. We're talking about the Knicks.
First of all, Justin, I disagree with that because the thing is, LeVert.
The Knicks can't. The Knicks can't be living in the shadow of the Nets. That's my point.
Here's the thing, though, with LeVert, I have a feeling might get traded for another star, whoever it might be, maybe Bradley Beal, Victor Oladipo, something like that. With Joe Harris and you mentioned who else you mentioned? What's his name again, Justin? The center's name? What's his name?
Jared Allen?
Yeah, Jared Allen. They are right now. I have a feeling they're going to round out the starting lineup.
No, DeAndre Jordan was over him. Remember the whole thing?
Yeah, but DeAndre Jordan looked trash. He's gonna come off the bench for them. He looked garbage. Jared Allen kind of has to start for them because he's actually looked
Matthew.
good.
No, Matthew. He had a big fight with that in the season.
No, all right. You know, we'll see. We'll have to see what happens. But I do think they should start Jared Allen over him because I do not think DeAndre Jordan looked good. If I'm being honest, just looking from how he played last season, but. I don't think they'll care that much of how much of a role they have because they've kind of been in that system where they don't really have much of a role in the first place. Joe Harris is just there to shoot threes, and Jared Allen is there to play good defense, catch lobs. So, you know, they'll be fine with whatever the role they have.
I don't know about Kyrie and KD, so that's another thing.
I don't disagree with it. That I don't disagree
They're
with.
both all players.
Yeah, but then by that same merit, KD was able to play with Steph and Clay. So
You can't compare Steph and Clay to Kyrie.
no, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying he's
Kyrie
had.
is a Jordan LeBron. So why do you think Kyrie will be nice with KD?
No, I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm just saying KD obviously had experience with playing with other stars like that. And Kyrie's really only had LeBron, and Kyrie got pissed off. So I agree with you there. Oh, Liam.
No.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
There it is.
Liam, mister, how are you?
Yeah, how are you?
All right, Camp, you want to round
Okay,
out the
so
point
let's
here?
move on.
All right.
That's my point. The Knicks can't be living in the shadow of the Nets, and a Knicks fan can't be. First of all, the Nets, kids, adults, most people really mainly kids, you could say, are more attracted to the big name players in the NBA. So, which means the Nets are going to be on national TV a lot.
Who said?
Liamster, shout out.
Oh, shout out to Liam Stern. How are you?
Shout
Who
out to
said?
Justin.
Let me finish.
They get Russell Westbrook. They're gonna be thinking New York Knicks. That's why.
Let me finish my point. With the Nets, even if the Knicks get Russell Westbrook, the Nets would be on national TV. People would be on national TV more.
Agreed.
So let me finish. Let me finish my point. Or even local TV, even if in New York. But just let's say someone in Oregon, I don't know, or really actually we want a Knicks fan. A Knicks fan's watching their little MSG network and they see the Knicks are down, I don't know, 70 to 40. They're down a lot. And you see the Nets on. Wouldn't you want to watch the Nets to actually enjoy the game in a close game, even though you're not rooting anyone? Just to. It's just my point here that the Knicks need interest in them, and there's not.
One thing here, Jacob. One thing here. If you're gonna talk about local networks, the Nets are on SNY and the Knicks are on MSG. They're both
They're on
televised.
Yes. They're on Yes. They're on Yes.
Oh, sorry. They're on Yes.
Okay.
So whatever it is, it doesn't matter. They're both on local TV for New York stations. It's not gonna matter. So your point about them being on local stations, they're both on local.
I'm saying fan interest is that like a person like I don't know, like let's say like me.
Wait,
I'm watching the Knicks game.
Oh God.
There he is.
How are you?
Okay,
Ken?
done. So I'm gonna try to thought here, so I'm trying to not get distracted here. So let's say I'm watching the Knicks game and they're down like 30. I really couldn't care less, and then I see the Nets on are in a close game. I'm gonna switch the game because, and also, or let's say a 7-year-old likes basketball and they're watching and they turn on the channel and they see the Knicks and they're in a boring game, and then you have the Nets on or a close game. They're gonna watch the Nets. Just my point is that the Knicks can't be living in the shadow. The Knicks can't be viewed as. The Nets can't be viewed superior to the Knicks.
Jacob,
when
that's like any game. Oh, if the Hornets are losing, oh, I'm gonna watch a Laker game.
Yeah,
Same
listen,
exactly.
the thing
we're comparing New York. We're comparing New York. We're not comparing. I'm comparing two teams that the Knicks should be the one that have more interest in them, and they're failing.
See, the thing is, Jacob's point about the younger fan, I don't necessarily disagree with, but the part I do disagree with is if you're like a teenager or you're a young adult or whatever else, and you are a fan of the Knicks, you're not gonna go and turn on a Nets game.
Right.
You're just gonna get mad and turn off the
Depends
TV.
how loyal. It depends how loyal you are.
Yeah,
It depends how loyal you
Let's
are.
say you are a loyal Knicks fan.
I would never put on how about this? I will never put on a Nets game. I will never.
I disagree with that. If the
To
Nets,
enjoy the game.
if the Nets are in
Yeah,
the play, if the
I
Nets,
would never.
if the Nets are in the playoffs, I'm gonna watch them. Why wouldn't I? There's no point.
That's different. That's different.
I would
That's
never
different.
put on the game when the Knicks are on. Yeah.
So you
Okay.
wouldn't put it on to watch Kyrie and KD.
Knicks loyal.
You just wouldn't. You just wouldn't watch the
Yeah,
game.
let's be loyal.
If the Knicks are down 50 points, you wouldn't want to watch Kyrie and KD.
No, I'll be loyal.
Justin,
You're
let
lying.
me ask you a
You're
question.
lying.
This is actually a good question. Let's say it's no COVID world, no nothing like that. The Knicks and Nets are playing. The Knicks get Russell Westbrook. The Nets have their regular team. Would you go to that game, and who would you have winning?
Depends who the Knicks get as well as them.
Well, let's say that right now they're in rumors for Westbrook. They get Westbrook. All right. No COVID world. Would you go to the game, and who would you have winning?
Who?
Huh?
For who?
Let's say they trade away Julius Randle, Fred Ntilikina, and a first round pick. Let's just put it that way.
There's so many question marks with this. I need to know both teams.
Oh my God! The question is, would you go to a Russell Westbrook on the Knicks game versus the Kevin
No,
Durant and Kyrie on the
that's
Nets
only
game?
question
That's the
mark.
question. It doesn't matter
Give
who
me
on,
the-
on the team. That's the
Give me
team.
the Knicks.
Knicks, Nets, Russell
Give me the
Westbrook.
Knicks. Give me the Knicks.
You go.
Give me the Knicks.
It's disgusting.
Give me the Knicks.
You're
I don't know how I
you're as
actually-
delusional as someone else we know.
As
KD and
we know.
Kyrie will work together.
Come on,
Russell
come on,
Westbrook is
Justin.
Top 30-point guard in the league.
Okay, Justin.
He is not
okay,
bringing the
Justin.
Knicks.
You know what? I actually might want Russ to go to the Knicks because you'll learn what the type of player that Russ is. You'll get pissed off. You will really get pissed off. You'll learn.
How is he not pissed off?
Also, that's
You'll learn.
that's what the Knicks actually fans need is a player that will play his heart and soul out every single
Yes.
game too.
Yes.
So.
It's true. It's
But
true.
he's not. He isn't. But he is, and the fans would love him. That is not. He is not the savior, though.
He's no.
He's
He's not the savior, but the Russ would stay here for the rest of his contract and go on somewhere
He's
else.
Carmelo Anthony. That's Westbrook.
Have fun paying him a supermax.
I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Russell Westbrook's not gonna super. He's already.
What do
No,
you mean?
he's on his supermax right now. Meaning-
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Because the Thunder
Okay.
extended him a few seasons ago.
Let's move on.
What's next?
I was gonna say, how should the Knicks approach the 2020 NBA draft and free agency?
Yes,
Free agency. We already
We know
predicted
that. We know
that.
that. And the
So
draft.
I'm
And
gonna
the
go on to
draft.
one more
they
question, and then we.
Liam,
Have...
I'm gonna put this out of you.
If the Knicks keep their pick, they should
Shout
take
out,
Obi
okay.
Toppin.
Hi.
Obi Toppin. Take Obi Toppin.
Hi. Okay. So, will the Jets, Giants, or Cowboys draft Trevor Lawrence or Justin Fields? I'm gonna give you some context here. The Jets, Sam Darnold, New York Giants, Daniel Jones, and Dallas Cowboys, Dak Prescott would move on from their current quarterback if they were in a position to take Trevor Lawrence or Justin Fields in the 2021 NFL draft. Would they do that? I guess we're talking about more specifically about the Jets. No,
Okay.
sorry, about the Giants and Cowboys. But we'll go team by team here. Let's start with the Jets.
Okay, you want to know the reality of this is that my honest opinion here as a Giants fan is that I don't think the Giants will draft.
They're
Justin
not going
Fields.
to.
The Giants won't draft Justin
You know
Fields if they have a
what's
chance.
You know what's fun, guys?
What?
We have the Jets perspective, the Giants perspective, and the
And the
Cowboys
Cowboys.
perspective.
It's very good. It's a very
Yeah,
good
okay, which is it's a good
Alright,
question.
As a
That's
Giants
why I thought
fan,
about it.
I do I think one of two things is gonna happen this offseason. One, they're gonna Gettleman's gone. He's just gone. He's done. Gettleman's done pretty much nothing throughout his tenure. He hasn't really put the team where they need to be. They've kind of just been stagnant the past few seasons. Gettleman's gone. And I honestly don't think, one, that the Giants are going to be in position to take Justin Fields, and two, they won't take him. They're going to give Daniel Jones another season to prove himself. Like, listen, we still have the majority of the second half of the season left, so Daniel Jones could obviously show something else.
Personally, no. Personally, I don't even think the Giants are going to get top 5 pick.
No, they're going to get a top 5 pick. They're just not going to be a 2. Like, realistically, if you
I don't know.
want Justin Fields, you have to be a 2.
2, 3, something like that.
2-3
The
is
Jaguars are
what
going to get him.
Yeah, the Jaguars are
The
going to get him.
Jaguars. So,
I mean,
and I think they might be 6 if they win 2-3 more games. The Giants.
oh no, yeah, I agree there. It's true. That's
might
why
be
I
six
don't.
and-
One,
They're-
they're not going to be positioned for him, and
For the
two,
Jets,
I don't think they take him. I really don't think they take
For the
him.
Jets, we're going 0-16, 1-15. We're taking for Trevor. Trevor Lawrence is awesome.
It's true. The Jets are going to take him, obviously. All right, and then Jacob, where do you see the Cowboys realistically ending up the season? Where do you have them ending up record-wise? I have the Giants at, let's say, 4-12, 5-11.
I think Dallas will get a couple, maybe like probably 2 or 3 more wins. But
Okay.
I think I'm not.
So
I
you
don't
don't
need
need
to.
the
I
playoff.
don't need to go to the schedule here. I
You
don't
don't
need
need the
to.
playoff.
I don't need to talk about the outcome here. I don't need to. They actually.
Oh wait, everyone, please. So let's look at the Cowboys schedule here. While we're at it.
No, I told you I don't want. I'm not
Cowboys
doing that.
Vikings. Who you got?
We're not. We're not. We'll do this next week.
He
Okay.
just avoids it.
No, the question is not that.
You were just going off the record. Lawrence.
If they were in the position to do that, we're saying this is a hypothetical situation here. I said the Cowboys, Dak Prescott.
You want to
If
pay
they, were,
Dak
if they were in the position to take Trevor Lawrence or Justin
Jacob,
Fields,
how about this?
we're going to move on from that.
Would you want to
No.
pay Dak Prescott?
Giants wouldn't.
So
No, I'm saying,
I'm going to answer the question here.
Cowboys
The
paid Dak.
question is, I think Dak Prescott right now is going to end up signing a deal that's very incentive based.
Okay, fair enough.
So I don't, even though Jerry Jones said they're not going to move on, they're not going to move on. I think if they had the opportunity to, I think it's going to be very interesting. But I don't think they will.
It's true. I agree with Jacob's incentive deal. I feel like they need.
I was the Cowboys. If I was the Cowboys, I'd draft Trevor Lawrence first. If you have a chance to draft him, trade
Of course. I think any team
For the
does that.
contract.
If the Giants have the chance to take him, they take Trevor Lawrence. I just
Well,
don't.
I do think actually Dallas would be a smart idea to draft them, but I don't. They won't though.
The Giants won't.
You'd save yourself a lot of
Yeah.
money.
The thing is, the Giants won't be in position to do it, and they want to. If they could, they would. Because I think any team at this point that has QB downs, they do the same thing the Cardinals did. They trade away their current
You know,
QB.
you know what, Jacob? Stop the cap. That is 100% wrong.
You just tell
How?
me.
What did I say wrong? Are you just saying
Jacob,
stuff? that
Jacob,
they're having?
he's going off what Liamster said. He's going off. What
I know.
Liamster said.
I know. Stop the cap. Okay.
Stop the cap.
Okay.
Stop the cap.
The 4-5 49ers at the 6-2 Saints. Who we got here?
We don't have for this.
I have the Saints. Listen, what do you want to do about Mike's picks? You want to like text him afterwards, Justin?
I'm just gonna text him now. What is it? Saints Niners?
Saints Niners.
Alright.
I'm going Saints this week.
Okay. So first of all, okay,
Jacob.
I'm gonna pick Saints, but I'm gonna bring up a little point here.
Okay. Justin, Saints.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring up a point here.
Alvin Kamara's going on.
Last year they had the San Francisco had a 48-46 victory in the Superdome last year, which is interesting. Okay.
That was the best game of the
So
season.
the
last year.
49ers are looking to avoid their first 3-game losing streak since weeks 10 to 13 of 2018. So this is my point about Jimmy Garoppolo. Jimmy Garoppolo, you could say what you want, but Jimmy Garoppolo is a winning quarterback.
He's hurt though.
He's a field general. Jimmy Garoppolo is not a transition talent. He's just a field general at this
He's
point.
hurt.
They have a 22. When Jimmy Garoppolo is healthy and playing, the 49ers win. They're 22-8 with him playing, and they're 5-22 with anyone else in that span. So keep that in mind.
Jacob Liamster says stop the cap.
Stop the cap.
Stop the cap.
Someone needs a timeout, maybe.
What's Scott
The-
Speedman? Scott Speedman?
Yeah, where's Scotty?
Where is he?
So we're all going Saints there.
Yeah.
The 2. I gotta deal with this.
But no way. You're actually the timeout. Leave him, Jacob. He's on YouTube, by the way.
Okay, let's just leave him.
Just leave him, Dave. You can just ignore him.
The 2-5-1 Bengals at the 8-0 Steelers.
Nah, we got the Steelers here. Come on.
Yeah, they're good. It's gonna be close. I'll give him a touchdown difference.
I have the Bengals.
What?
No, Bengals. Yep.
Of course you do.
Let's hear it.
This is why.
You're gonna argue that because the
Last
Cowboys had a chance
week-
last week.
This is one of my. That's one of my points. You took the words out of my mouth.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Last week, Dallas just barely lost to the Steelers, and they actually probably could have. There's many reasons why they could have won that game.
Garrett Gilbert.
But they could have won that game if the field. There's a couple of reasons, but I don't need to go over that now. First of all, Roethlisberger has not practiced the whole week.
Because of COVID.
Next, yes,
Oh, you need camper. Liamster saying
He'll
you need
be-
a timeout.
And if Roethlisberger does play Sunday, he'll be doing so with only one team walkthrough and on two knees that were sore against the Cowboys.
Okay.
Jacob,
Also,
I don't
The-
think you look at the Steelers games just in general.
I'm not done.
the
I'm not
defense-
done.
Just
I'm not
let him
done.
finish. Let him finish.
The Steelers lead the NFL with 32 sacks and rank second in pass rush win rate this season, while the Bengals have allowed 28 sacks, tied for the second most in the NFL, and ranked 27th in pass block win rate. Okay. The only reason why I'm picking the Bengals is what I said before, is that it's going to be the Steelers are going to have those games that we see that they should have won, but they lost.
Yeah, they play down to the
If
competition.
we had a normal season. But because Roethlisberger didn't practice and his knees are not great, I think that's why the Bengals are winning. Okay, happy.
Okay. First of all, is if Joe Burrow wins this, I give him the best rookie quarterback. Even though. But Big Ben, you see how they have been winning their games, mostly with their defense. Their defense is going to shut down.
They've been winning close games though. They have not been winning
Oh, no.
over the past few weeks. They've been winning close games.
Listen,
Yes, but
the
they
thing is,
they
here's the
shut
thing
down
though.
the Bengals.
What makes a good team is when you pull through in the close games. That's what makes a good team. Look at the 49ers last year. They were
I understand that,
notorious
but I understand, but my point is that they're winning close games.
Yeah, I know it's good.
So-
That's a good thing, though. It's a good thing, not a bad thing.
Well, you want to always win by a lot.
Yeah, but now they know how to close.
they've been clutch.
What about the
So
Chargers? What about the Chargers?
Yeah, look at the
they've
Chargers.
they've had the other side of the.
And you see how that works
I
out.
don't
2-7, 2-7 to 8 now. Big difference.
The Bengals, they're a good team, but they're not. No one's gonna beat the Pittsburgh. They're not beating Pittsburgh.
I picked the Bengals. I think one other time this season, or maybe two, and I was right about that.
Oh,
But they're not-
hold on. We got the predictions here. We'll go back. I think they had a bye week last week, so nope. Let's see. I know you did. Oh, you picked them once. You picked them week 8. It was
I was
Titans,
right.
Titans versus Bengals. You were right.
No, that was Mike.
Oh, yeah, sorry, you're right. It was Mike. Sorry, you're right, Justin. Justin's right. So I
I
had
think
no records.
Another week.
What
I
was
think
that?
maybe against the Browns or the Jaguars.
No,
I think against the
no, it was
Jaguars.
against the Jaguars. It was
You know,
against the
you know,
Jaguars.
Jacob.
So it was
If
like-
we were to look at past streams, we'd be able to look at that, but you know we can't. So
They're on the podcast. They're on podcasts.
I'm not going through the whole
Listen to
podcast to find one thing. It's stupid.
The 6-2 Ravens at the 3-5 Patriots.
I think we got the Ravens here.
Baltimore.
Jacob, you got the stats?
Yeah.
What you got? What you got?
I got the Ravens here.
No, but like you have,
Okay.
you have any stats back it up? Well, what's up?
I'm just gonna share a couple stats here.
All right, let's hear it.
The Patriots have failed to throw a passing touchdown in 4 straight games. A 5th straight game would match the record longest streak in franchise history, 1983 and 1988, and the franchise's worst record of 6 games was set in 1972. One target to watch for the Pats' effort is Jacoby Myers, who had career highs in receiving yards, receptions, targets, and receiving first downs in the Patriots' win over the Jets Monday.
Of course, you're playing Jets. Come on, man.
It's just something to watch.
Was he the one that
That's
traded
nice.
traded
Researching.
with the
No.
Dolphins for? I think that was him, right?
No, that was forward.
No, okay.
Next and final, the 3-5 Vikings at the 5-4 Bears.
I have the Vikings this week. I'm sorry. The Bears just look terrible. They look
Dalvin
terrible.
Bye, Liam.
Like, they cannot. They look terrible. They really look super bad.
Yeah.
The Bears were 5-1 at one point. They looked like not like a good playoff contender, but they looked like they were surefire. Now they're on the cusp of being 5-5 and losing basically the past 4 games. It's just they don't look good. They look awful. They really just look awful.
Yeah, I don't trust Nick Foles.
And Dalvin Cooks is eating up the earth right now. He just looks like a god.
Yeah, it was sadly a big week for Dalvin Cook
Mhm.
and playing him.
And Jacob?
I'm going to go with the Vikings here. The Bears average 19.8 points and 82.6 rushing yards per game, and they rank 31st in third on conversion, which is 3%, and yards per play, 4.81. On the flip side, the Vikings have allowed opponents to score 30-plus points on 3 separate occasions in 2020. And Kirk Cousins is 0-9 in his career on Monday Night Football, the most consecutive losses by a starting quarterback to begin a career on Monday Night Football, and the longest losing streak by a starting quarterback in Monday Night Football history.
The thing is with Kirk Cousins, he can literally not win against teams over 500. If Kirk Cousins plays a team under 500, he's literally a god. Teams over 500, I don't know what his exact winning percentage is, but I know it's
Oh, wait, never mind. Change it. I got the Bears because of Monday Night Football curse.
because of what?
Okay.
All
Monday
right,
Night
you know
Football
what? That's fair enough, Justin. That's fair enough.
Give me the Bears.
See, the stats sharing is good. I'll start to do this every week.
Oh, give me the Bears. It's Monday Night Football, I'm sorry.
That's fair enough. I still have.
We're gonna get Michael Stick right now.
All right.
We're getting Michael as we a dab happening. Saints, Pittsburgh, Ravens, Vikings.
Okay.
Saints, Steelers,
Steelers.
Ravens, Vikings.
Okay, so the same as us.
So, that's it for the stream tonight. We had a great stream, everyone. See you later, and
Thank
see you
you for
next week.
watching.